Good morning, wizards. It is Wednesday morning, April 8th, and this is Mr. Wisner back at you. Okay, I have a couple things I want to talk about after I read the Robert Hodson plots, a couple important announcements for both students and for parents regarding emails and links and all that stuff. So please make sure, students, after you watch a little bit of the Robert Hodson plots, that your parents get a chance to watch the video as well. But on to the Robert. Okay. We left off with the Robert Hodson plots delivering Kasperl to the wicked magician Petrosilius Zackelman as a gift, a servant to work, because the wicked magician does not like peeling potatoes. He loves potatoes, but he doesn't want to make them. He loves eating them. Okay? So Kasperl is now at the wicked magician's enchanted castle, okay, after being dropped off there by Robert Hodson plots. The next chapter is Adventure in the Dark. Kasperl spent the rest of the day peeling potatoes in the kitchen of Zackelman's castle. The wicked magician just couldn't have too many of those potatoes. The first potatoes he had not had to peel for himself. At dinner time, he devoured 7 helpings of mashed potatoes, and for supper, he ate 6½ dozen potato pancakes with onion sauce. No wonder he was in a very good mood that evening. At last, he got up from the table and he clapped Kasperl on the shoulder in a friendly way. "That'll do for today. Now I will show you where you sleep. Follow me, Seppel." Remember, wizards, Seppel and Kasperl switched hats, and Kasperl's pretending that he is Seppel. Kasperl followed the great magician Petrosilius Zackelman across the hall into a small room. The room held an empty bed with a washstand. "This is your bedroom, Seppel," said the magician. "You will sleep right over here." "Here on the empty bed? There's nothing on it." "Just wait a minute," said Petrosilius Zackelman. He snapped his fingers. And just like that, a thick straw mattress appeared on the iron bed. How it had come there, Kasperl could not say. But it did. Zackelman snapped his fingers for a second time, a third, and a fourth. Now the bed had a sheet of pillow and a quilt as well. "There, that will do," said the great magician. "I'm going to bed now. Good night, Seppel." "Good night, great magician Petrosilius Zackelman," said Kasperl. Zackelman just walked away, shaking his head. Boy, this guy is not smart. Kasperl's bedroom was in the turret of the castle. The wicked magician Petrosilius Zackelman's bedroom was in the turret of the castle, 5 floors up. However, Kasperl's room, like the kitchen, was on the ground floor. When he looked out the window, he could see the kitchen garden. Behind the kitchen garden lay the woods, and the window, it did not have bars. Kasperl thought to himself, a window with no bars, a garden, and then woods. Maybe this isn't so bad after all. Looks like a good opportunity for me to escape. By this time tomorrow, the great magician will be peeling his own potatoes, thought Kasperl. Kasperl waited until it was quite dark outside. He wanted to set his friend Seppel free as soon as possible after his escape. He would soon think how. The first thing was to get away from the castle. Was Petrosilius Zackelman asleep yet? Kasperl crept cautiously out of the window into the kitchen garden. He looked up at the castle. There were no lights. Nothing was stirring. Good, he thought. This would be his time to escape. The garden fence was not particularly high, yet when Kasperl tried to climb over the fence, a surprising thing happened to him. Some invisible force seized his coat and his collar and flung him backwards. Kasperl landed on all fours with a hard thud. Who had grabbed him? Was it the wicked magician Petrosilius Zackelman in person? Kasperl looked anxiously around, but there was no one in the garden at all. Whatever happened had happened invisibly. It must have been a trick, thought Kasperl. I'll try again. I'll try a different place along the gate this time. No sooner said than done. Casperell picked himself up and walked a few paces backwards. Then he took a run at the garden fence, and he was about to swing himself over, but he fell again. This time someone collared him and hurled him back so hard that he plunked down like a grain of sack full of flour, a ground sack full of flour. For a few minutes, Casperell lay where he had fallen, in the middle of Petrosilia Zackelman's parsley bed. He strained his ears, but there was nothing moving. Psst! Is anybody out there? There was no answer. He couldn't figure it out. What was causing this to happen? Everything was perfectly quiet. There was no sound but a rustle of leaves. I must have been imagining it. I'm going to give it a third try. I don't feel much like climbing over the fence now. I think I'm going to creep underneath it. I'll dig right underneath the fence and escape. Casperell crawled along the fence on his hands and knees looking for a gap. There was a loose board here. He could push it aside. The gap was just big enough for it to let him through. Good, thought Casperell. He was going to crawl under the fence, but his luck was still out. Someone grabbed his feet and roughly dragged him away. There was more to come. Suddenly there was a loud bang, and Casperell had his ears boxed, pulled so hard that he cried out in dismay. His yell awakened the great magician Petrosilia Zackelman. Petrosilia Zackelman put the light on and peered out of the bedroom window on the 5th floor. He was wearing his nightcap and gown. "Oh, he cried, what's this I hear? What's this I see? Seppel's trying to escape? Well, 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 what a silly thing to do, Seppel. You'll never be able to escape from my enchanted castle. If you want to leave, either you need my permission, and I'll never give that to you, or you'll do exactly what happened to you just now. Go to bed, Seppel, and kindly don't disturb my beauty sleep anymore. There is no escaping from my castle." A flash of lightning sizzled down and darted into the ground, inches away from Casperell's toes. Casperell was horribly frightened. In the castle turret 5 floors up, the great magician Petrosilia Zackelman slammed the door, window shut, with a mocking laugh. Aha! If you look closely, you can see Casperell and a bolt of lightning and the wicked magician up high in the castle. Casperell unable to escape. And that's where we'll stop for today. The next chapter, well, it's not a next chapter. They will continue on, but that's where I'm going to stop for today. We'll see what happens after the unsuccessful escape attempts. Okay, wizards and parents. This will be the time, boys and girls, to get your parents watching the video if they are not right now. I wanted to thank Mrs. Tappa, Reagan's mom, for suggesting trying to send emails to your Chromebook Gmail links. It appears that was successful. So when I send messages now and I send the links for the daily work, it's going to go to your parents' email and it's also going to go to your Chromebook. So wizards, please log in on your Chromebook, your 4-3 and your password 2, okay, and you should be able to get into it and find my link or my message. And when you get in there and you log into your Chromebook, I should say, and you log in, you should see a Google circle at the bottom of the page, okay? And it should say BF. When you get to the Chromebook circle and BF, you should see a tic-tac-toe board that comes up like 9 little squares, small little squares. Click on that, and that'll give you access to your Gmail. And your Gmail is where you're going to get messages. Like I said, I ran a dry run today with Reagan and her mom after her mom suggested trying to do that. I didn't know if it would work, but apparently it is. So students, log into your Chromebook, go to the Chrome circle on the bottom, then BF, and then when you get to a tic-tac-toe board, click on it, and you should be able to access your Gmail. I will still send parents the email as well, okay? But I'm going to try to send it to the kids' Chromebooks so they can get on it without parents having to give up their laptops, okay? So please be watching for that. Mrs. Waldock also has a backup plan. She's setting up another way for students to get access on their Chromebook. So I'm going to attach a link. She put a video together for all the second grade teachers I'm going to put a link on that. It's going to allow you to get access to the slides and the links through Google Classroom. Okay, so there's going to be a short video that comes with my email tonight, or tomorrow morning, I should say, where you'll be able to click on that. She's got directions for you to gain access through Google Classroom, the links as well. So you're going to get your emails, or your parents are still going to get emails. I'm going to send email and links to your Chromebook, and then you're probably going to get another one from Mrs. Waldock. When you watch the video, boys and girls, from Mrs. Waldock that she sent to all the second grade teachers, she's going to give you a code that'll allow you to get into Google Classroom. Okay, so if you can't get into that one, you're going to get an email from me. If you can't get the email from me, you should get it in Google Classroom. If you can't get it from either of those, your parents are still going to be getting an email. Okay, so we should have all the bases covered there. Parents, please email me if you have any questions about that. Let's talk about homework for today, or schoolwork for today. All right, we're going to start out. Make sure you're watching the slides and all the links. We'll be starting out in the blue book. Okay, we have several pages to do in here. We're going to be doing an ant racing to a cookie jar, and wizards. This should not be too difficult for us because we're doing a lot of counting by 10. Okay, you'll see when you get on there, there's a lot of counting by 10, between 100 and 200, 110, 120, 130, so on. You'll see it on there. Okay, and then there's also a home connection to go with that. The home connection, remember, is in the white packet, the white math packet, and it's 151 and 152. You'll notice on the slides there are several brain breaks now that we are including. Those are optional. Okay, if you want to do the brain break, you can. If you don't want to, you don't have to. Go outside, play while it's nice, jump around, do a dance, get away from the computer, get some time away, get a little break. But those are optional. Today for reading, you're just going to get on to Raz Kids, log into Raz Kids, and read one book. You can also go to the other enrichment sites that are at the bottom of the slides. Okay, there's lots there, including Storia. Wizards, we spent a lot of time on Storia this year. You certainly can log into there. Okay. For writing, we're going to be writing our opinions on a character. Letter writing number 1. This is in your orange. Okay. Writers who love stories, which is most writers, often write letters to each other about favorite characters. One thing writers often do in these letters is explain their opinions. Write a letter to share your opinion about a character from one of your favorite books. Be sure to give evidence from the book. So think of a book that you really like and a character you either really don't like or a character you really like, and write all about it, why you like that person, why you don't like that person as a character, your opinion of that character, good or bad, positive or negative. Okay, if you want to, send me a picture of that writing, and maybe you want to do the characters in the Robert Hodgson plots. You could do Robert Hodgson plots, you could do the Wicked Magician, although you don't know him too well yet. Casperle and Sepple, Grandmother, feel free to do the characters from the Robert Hodgson plots. And then finally, on the slides, the last page I put up there for you to do, I would like you to try the synonyms page. It's really easy to do, wizards. You're just going to cut out the synonym on the bottom, the ice cream, and glue it on top of the cone. Okay, so you're going to match those up there, okay, on the bottom. So build the ice cream cone and put the ice cream on top of each cone for the matching words. If you want to send me a picture of that, that's fine. I've had some parents asking, should they be sending photos or videos? I love all those. Send me a video, send me a photo, but it's not required at this time. Okay, but certainly you can do that if you want to. Follow the slides, follow the links. Wizards, watch your emails on your Chromebook. Watch for an important message from Mrs. Waldock that she's sending to all the second grade teachers to help get onto your Chromebooks and log on to the slides. So we should be able to get on there now on Chromebooks. Parents, continue to watch for the emails. Continue to send me pictures of work. This is a work in progress for students and parents and teachers. We're trying to do the best we can. And that's all we can do. But I'm always willing to listen to suggestions, like Mrs. Tappa said, can we get them on Chromebooks, all the links, and I'm hoping that we now have that solved. So please keep me up to date on how things are going, and watch my emails. I'll begin the phone schedule next week. I'll be contacting students and getting some phone talks in with them. I have about 8 people that responded to that so far, 9. So if you didn't respond to that, let me know if you would be interested in getting a phone contact. It'll just be like a 5-10 minute check-in with each student. I just feel bad that I haven't had a chance to talk to them to see how they're doing. Some will be school related and some will just be how they're doing outside of school. All right, Wizards, a 15-minute video here. I'm going to try to keep it to 15 as much as I can or less. Thank you to all that you're doing, Wizards. Thank you to your parents. And when we have nice days, get outside and play, put school on the back burner, and we'll do it another time. I miss you guys. Have a good day, a good Wednesday, April 8th. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.